Howdy gang, Trailblazer Tim here. Today is Cast Iron Wednesday. Being the month of May, we are on a brand new challenge from our buddies up there, D from Native Tears, as well as Sean at Shovelhead 8. Go check out those guys' channel that actually created this whole Cast Iron Wednesday. And every month we have a new challenge to celebrate the 2 years of the Cast Iron Wednesday. This month being May, it's about the theme of Cinco de Mayo. So that being said, anything that you can imagine you're going to eat Mexican style on Cinco de Mayo. Let's give it a try. So this being the month of May, and we're all talking about Cinco de Mayo coming up here real shortly. Actually, it happened yesterday. I'm doing this video the weekend before. My hat is going in the ring, and this is my entry. I'm going to be making up some authentic Carne Asada street tacos. And what I have here is 1.5 pounds of flank steak. You can also use skirt steak. We're going to take this piece of meat inside the house, and I'm going to clean it well, and we're going to bring it back outside and tenderize it. And then I'm going to show you how to make the Carne Asada. Okay, so we have our nice tasty flank steak that's sitting here all clean and ready to go. I'm going to take some plastic wrap, and we're going to kind of pull some of this out if we can. I haven't used this in a while, so I don't know what kind of condition it's in. When you get to the point where I got enough, I can cover that baby up like that and cut it off. This really isn't my brightest moment. There we go. We're going to wrap this up with plastic. Kind of just like that. See what we have there? Alright, now we need to tenderize this and beat this thing down. I don't have a meat tenderizer here, so I'm going to use a can. So let's go ahead and give this a shot. Alright, so now that we've tenderized this meat the best to our ability, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take the plastic off and dispose of that. Now the key to making Carne Asada is, you can see if you look very carefully, the grains on this meat are running this way. The way to a nice tender meal is to cut against the grains. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to make nice fine strips against the grain. Like I said, against the grain. Yes, very important. You're going to try this recipe, make sure, and I'm going to repeat myself, cut against the grains, across grains. Don't cut with the grains, because the meat will end up being a little bit chewier than you're going to want. Make sure you get that all up and going and stuff. Alright. And once we get this all kind of done the way we're doing here, we're going to go ahead and we're going to cube the meat. That looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and we'll start cubing this meat the way we want. Now at this point, if you want to, you could keep this meat exactly the way it is. Some people choose to do that. I like to have at least a little bit cubing going on. Helps in the cook process. It helps out when it comes to putting and plating your meal, your Carne Asada, on top of your street tacos. This is going to yield you some nice size meals. You can eat off this for at least a day or two. Like I said, it's about 1.5 pounds flank steak. You can also use skirt steak. Flank steak is a little bit leaner, which means when it gets into the marinade, it's going to adhere that flavor a little bit better than what a skirt steak would be. At this point, we're going to take a gallon Ziploc bag, and I'm going to take and throw all the goodies into the bag, just like this. This is going to be our marinade bag. Now once we get this all in a bag, we're going to set this aside, and we're going to get our ingredients and our seasonings and the neat little things that are going to make this thing authentic Carne Asada. Okay, so this is kind of what we're working with right now. See, this is a gallon bag. This is going to be our marinade bag. Let me show you the next step on how to make this the most delicious street taco you ever had. Sorry about the shade. I'm like underneath an umbrella outside right now because it's sunny and all that. But this is what we're going to start with. A single lemon, 2 limes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to quarter these up just like this. Alright, remember 2 limes, 1 lemon. get that lime nice and cut, ready to go. And we're going to take our lime and we're going to do the same, lemon, excuse me, do the exact same thing. We're going to quarter them, just as you see me doing right there, quartering our lemons and our limes. Next, what we're going to do, this is where it gets fun. We're going to take ourselves a little bowl and we're going to squeeze all the juice out of the lemon, all the juice from an entire lemon. And you're going to get some seeds down inside there. Get as much of that goodness as you possibly can down into a bowl or some kind of container. Squeezy, squeezy. I mean, all this. Yummy. Alright, so you don't need to see me do all this. Same with the lime. Get every last bit of juice out of them babies as you possibly can, because that's all the flavor going into that nice, tasty marinade. Alright, so we got the lemon and the limes quartered up and squeezed into a bowl. Next, we're going to take a single fresh jalapeno. We're going to butt them just like that. And we're going to slice it down the middle. And we're going to take and pull all those little seeds out of there. Those little seeds, you want those seeds out of there. Those are the firecrackers. I'm just going to take and we're going to kind of just ladle them out of there. Just get rid of the seeds. Just like you see there. You got some more over on this side. Just kind of ladle them out of there with your knife. Be careful. Just like that. Get all the seeds out of there. You don't want no seeds in there. That's the firecracker bomb. That'll hurt your mouth. You don't want them stuck to the meat. Get them all out of there. Fresh jalapeno. Now, get that stuff out of the way. We're going to take and we're going to dice the jalapeno up. And this is going to add just that little bit of heat to the marinade, and it's going to soak it all in really nice and tasty when it comes to that Carne Asada. There it is. We're going to take and set all that aside. The next fresh ingredients is going to be, now if you don't want to use this stuff, parsley works fine. Some fresh cilantro. Let's go ahead and I'm just going to dice some of this stuff up. Remember, this is just adding for flavor. That's all it is. None of this stuff is going on the actual street taco. It's all going to be for flavor. There we go. Nice little bit of cilantro. Off with that. On with the next ingredient. But before we get into the more ingredients and stuff, what we want to do is we want to add the main flavor to our bag here that's got our flank steak. So we're going to go ahead and open this up like this. I've got a simple little bottle of pulp-free orange juice. The key to the flavor, not just cutting the meat right, but Carne Asada is known for its sweet and citrusy flavor. See that? Into the bag. Little thing of orange juice. Next, we're going to take some white wine vinegar. Open that baby up. I'm just going to kind of eyeball this. It needs a little bit of vinegar though. I'm going to add just a little tiny bit in there. That's going to give it just that little bit of tang. There's really not a lot I'm putting in here. Look, it's got a little restrictor on the end of it. So I'm just dicing it up, throwing what I think is necessary. Back on with the lid to that. Now, you can measure this out. Usually it calls for about a teaspoon. This is cumin. We're going to go ahead and we're just going to give it a couple dashes inside there. A little bit goes a long ways with this stuff, trust me. Also, we want ourselves to have some extra virgin olive oil. This is going to help spread all that, and when you take this out of the bag on the marinade and throw it onto the cast iron pan nice and hot, it's going to make sure that it cooks evenly on there. So we're going to go ahead and pop open this little thing of olive oil, if I can figure out how. There we go. And we're going to, you can look up a recipe for this. I'm just going to give it a little bit, so that way, well, it'd help if I opened the thing up. Oop, there we go. Let's give it a little bit of a dash. There we go. Nicely done. Very nicely done. Last seasoning then putting in here. I can do this with garlic cloves, but I'm just going to go with some regular garlic powder. And we're going to generously put this in here to give that nice little bit. Now you can follow the directions to the T if you want to. Now, that's what we're working with right there. See that? This is the start of an amazing thing. Our next is going to be our fresh lime. Oops, we're losing a little bit here. Put that back on our fresh lime and lemon juice. All right, so we're working on this real well. The last thing we're going to put in here for the time being is going to be those jalapeno and the cilantro. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and load them up inside this bag full of goodness to the best of our ability. Let me see if I can do this without totally ruining everything. Let me scoop this down into the bag. Let's not lose any of it. All right, we lost one. It's better than none. Now, we're going to go ahead and close this bag up. Just like this. Take out as much of the air as you possibly can. Just like that. We're going to make sure that Ziploc nice and tight. So we're going to take this thing, we're going to mix that whole mixture around with each other. See that? See what I'm doing there? Yummy, 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 yummy. Every last bit. Nice and good. Don't get anything stuck up in the corner. You want everything done properly. The very last thing I'm going to put in here before we put it in the fridge overnight, I'm going to add some salt and some pepper. But that's how we're going to work with things. We're going to let it set up overnight, and we'll see you tomorrow. All right, so we're back. Day 2 of the cook-off here with Cast Iron Wednesday. Here's our Carne Asada that has been nice and marinating in a bag overnight. I brought up the room temperature. We're going to get that marinade off there. We're going to kind of get it dried up just a little bit, and then we're slapping that baby on the grill. Yummy! Carne Asada. Oh yes, all the goodness. You smell that? I'm sure you can. Got about another 5 minutes on this puppy, and we're going to be plating food. Yes. Remember all that goodness that we put into this. Oh yes. Carne Asada. Mexican street tacos. We're getting ready real soon to plate ourselves up exactly that. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Happy Cast Iron Wednesday. Happy, happy, happy. And my belly's going to be very happy as soon as I finish doing this and bite down into that delicious meal. Look at that. Oh, the bucket of love. Okay, so Mexican street tacos, carne asada, served up. Oh my goodness, look at this. I've got carne asada, I've got some salsa that I put on there first. Your choice, whatever it is. Some people put pico de gallo on there and stuff like that. That's all cool stuff. Then I ended up putting some fresh diced tomatoes on here with some fresco, which is Mexican crumbly cheese, and a little bit of hot sauce and stuff. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna give this thing a try. Oh my God, it looks delicious. Well, here goes nothing there, kid. Holy cow. Would you take a look at that? Absolutely delicious. Here's to all you cast iron crew members out there. Cinco de Mayo. This is the May challenge. So many fresh flavors. Not over seasoned. That citrus flavor coming back. Now, very important to really get that authenticity. Use corn tortillas. In fact, if you go to your local grocer, a lot of them nowadays are actually carrying the tortilla shells that are marked as street tacos. Here's looking at you, Sean, Indy. One of my favorite foods, Mexican. Oh my goodness. Look at those fresh tomatoes, fresh diced tomatoes, see them? Look at that. Fresco. You never tried it, you're missing out. Oh yes, 3 or 4 bites, it's gone. The only thing I'm missing is a Mexican beer. So we're just gonna have to deal with the old Miller Lite tonight. Wow. My taste buds are like on fire. Not because it's hot, it does have a little bit of spice to it, but they're just alive with flavor. Oh, thank you. Yes, please. Carne Asada, baby. Now you can make this up into a wrap. Remember, at this point you can put whatever toppings you like on it. I'm not a really big onion fan unless it's fully cooked. Pico de gallo does not work for me. But fresh tomatoes and some fresco, the Mexican crumbly cheese, hot sauce, salsa, all day long. And it tastes fresh. There's nothing processed. It doesn't taste like Taco Bell. It tastes like an authentic Mexican restaurant.
Oh, shit.
Hey, that's all the time we got for this one. Oh my God, that was... I don't even need to tell you. Carne Asada, Mexican street tacos. If you haven't tried it, you're missing out. Listen, you got any questions or comments, please leave them below, and I'll be glad to get back to you. Thanks for hanging out and listening to all the mess and the nonsense. Till next time, I'll see you in the next adventure. Take care.